Hello and welcome to this video all about why you think you can't learn how to program. And if you can stick with me for the next 7 minutes or so, we're going to talk about all of the reasons that people give for why they can't learn how to program and why I kind of disagree with that, because I think that anybody can learn how to program. Now, before we jump into that, let me just tell you that my name is Dominic Tripodi and I am a full stack developer and the owner of Better Code Camp. Now, I have taught over 32,000 students how to program, and I believe that just about anybody could learn how to program if they really wanted to. And so this video is all about all the things that people tell themselves that stop them from even considering the idea of learning how to program when it might be a viable career option for you. Now, in each one of my videos, I try to give people the tools that they need to change their life and to become a programmer so that you can kind of have that dream life, making a decent amount of money, working from a computer, kind of not taxing your body physically as you work. And I also think that programming is a really fun job, so really having a fun job that you can go to and really enjoy. So with all of that said, let's talk about why you think you can't program. One of the biggest initial objections that I hear a lot is like, I'm not amazing at math. I can't see myself solving some kind of complex math equation, so I can never be a programmer. But this is really silly because maybe like 50 years ago, if you were going to try and do programming, it would have been really math heavy. And there is a lot of really cool math stuff that you can do with programming still, but you don't have to really know math very well or do a lot of math in your day-to-day job as a programmer. So for me personally, I do a little bit of math here and there to kind of guess where things are going to go when I'm working with huge data sets, but it is pretty rare and it's pretty basic. It's usually like addition. So you don't need to be super amazing at math to become a programmer. And even in those situations when I'm doing addition, I have a calculator right next to me, or I could even write a program really quick to do the math for me. So it isn't like I have to be super great at math to do what I'm doing. Now, another one I hear all the time is, I don't have a college degree. So this is a really interesting one for me personally because I don't have a college degree, right? So I don't even have a single college credit. I've never gone to college. I haven't taken a single class at a college. So it's really easy for me to, show myself as living proof that you don't need a college degree to become a programmer. You can become a programmer with just your high school education and the self-taught route. So that's exactly what I did. I taught myself. I took classes, of course, online and stuff like that, and I got a lot of practice, but I never went to college, and I was still able to find a job, and I've been working as a full stack developer for years now. Another one I hear all the time is that you don't think you're smart enough. Now, this one is really silly. Like, I think that smart really comes down to like this idea of whether or not you think you can learn effectively. And what's really interesting is I think a lot of us have never been given the tools we need to learn effectively. And so one thing I aim to do is also provide you with the tools to learn effectively. And so it doesn't really matter how smart you are. And I'm not saying that I'm like an idiot or anything, but I'm not the smartest person in the world. It's not like I'm a genius or anything, and I was able to do it. So I think that you could definitely do it too, especially with the tools that I'm going to give you that I didn't even have when I was learning to program. And here's another one. So a lot of people will say that you don't have time to learn. And what's really cool about learning to program online and being a self-taught developer is that you can usually find a self-paced method of learning, and you could just use 5 minutes here and there to learn to program. Now, I would definitely recommend more than 5 minutes. Like if you can get half an hour to an hour at least once a week, you'll definitely make a lot more progress than 5 minutes every once in a while. But even if you did just spend 5 minutes once in a while, eventually you would develop all the skills that you need. Now, if you wanted to learn really quickly, like some people will try to go from 0 to employed in like 6 months or so, you definitely need more time than that. Like if you were trying to really keep yourself to a timeline like that, I think you would need at least 6 hours a day, 5 days a week to really get yourself there that quickly. But for most of us, it's not a race, and even if it did take you 2 or 3 years, it's going to be a lot cheaper than going to college, and you could even get a higher salary than some college-educated people. Now, another one that's really funny that I hear a lot is, I don't even know what a programmer does. Like, if you don't even know what a programmer does, you shouldn't worry about that too much. Like, even when I got my first job, I didn't have that great of an idea of what I was going to be doing. But the thing is, programming is like such an abstract thing that really what it comes down to is a tool set that you use to solve problems. So once you get a job, they're going to give you a problem to solve, and you're just going to use programming to solve it. So it's not like there's really a specific thing that a programmer does. And there's a lot of memes online about like different things that people ask programmers to do because that's what they think they do, because no one really has like a clean idea of it. Like, people will ask me to fix their printer or help them with some problem with their computer hardware, and that's not really what I do. I mean, I can kind of do those things pretty well, but that's not my job, and that's not what I'm good at by being a programmer. And so if you don't know what a programmer does, that's not a big deal. You'll definitely learn it along the way, and ultimately what a programmer does is solves problems, which everybody does every day. Now, this last one is a tough one. This one is definitely a big problem if you don't have a computer. So this is a problem that I think is blown out of proportion though, because people think like, oh, if I needed to learn to program, I'd need a really good computer. I'd have to spend like $1,500 on the craziest computer with the best video card and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, you could use almost any computer, and I do have a really great computer buying guide on my site as well that you can use to find a computer that works well enough. And ultimately, I would suggest spending between like $350 and $500 on a computer, but you could probably find one that's good enough for like $200 to $300 if you really wanted to budget it. And so getting a computer is definitely something that is a reachable goal if that's the only thing stopping you. So with all of that, I hope that if you have ever thought about becoming a programmer and that is something that you're interested in, that this kind of gets you over that hump of thinking that maybe you can't do it, because I think that almost anybody could learn to program if that's what they really wanted to do. Now, if you are interested in learning how to program, then you can click the link below or somewhere on this page that will take you to my site and give you the how to become a self-taught developer guide. And you can get this guide either as a PDF or you can even read it online right in your browser, and it's going to tell you all the things that you would have to do, all the steps that you would need to take to become a self-taught developer effectively. And beyond that, once you're ready to start learning some technical skills, or if you're already on that journey learning some technical skills, I definitely would love it if you would check out some of my courses, which you can also see on my site, and you can even get some exclusive discount codes for each one of those courses that will take you over to Udemy, where you can buy the course and get it at a discount. So thank you for watching, and if you are going to start that journey to become a programmer, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that it changes your life for the better.